Elan, and thanks for joining me on Inflation Watch, where Bank of Jamaica highlights the factors that influence price movements in Jamaica. At April 2024, headline or annual inflation, which is the general rate of increase in the prices of goods and services as measured over a 12-month period by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, was 5.3%. This is excellent news, as it marks the second consecutive month since October 2023 that inflation has remained within BOJ's inflation target range of 4 to 6%, which is where we want it to be. Inflation at April 2024 was primarily driven by increased prices for fruits, as well as more expensive cereal and cereal products, including cornflakes, biscuits, and other pastries. This was partly offset by a decline in vegetable prices. The inflation outturn also continued to reflect higher public passenger vehicle fares from the increase implemented in October 2023. Increased electricity rates in April also influenced inflation over the period. The increase in the general price level at April 24 was lower than the 5.6% point-to-point inflation recorded at March 2024. This deceleration resulted mainly from lower rates of increase in prices for food and non-alcoholic beverages. The inflation number at April was also lower than the high point of 11.8% recorded in April 2022. Very importantly, this lower inflation at April was also supported by BOJ's tight monetary policy. That policy includes reducing Jamaican dollar liquidity in the financial system, holding steady at 7%, the policy interest rate. That's the interest rate paid by BOJ on the current accounts that deposit-taking institutions have at the central bank. And 3, maintaining a relatively stable foreign exchange rate, which in turn continued to reduce the impact of imported inflation. Now that you are up to date on the factors that influenced the inflation rate at April 2024, let's check in with my co-host BJ. He will tell you how information about prices is collected to measure inflation.
What's up? BJ in the house. I always want to say that. So, inflation is a measure of how your cost of living is changing. When Statin want to measure cost of living changes, they collect prices for things like rice and chicken because those prices tell what your cost of living is. How they collect those prices to measure inflation? Prices for things like petrol and farm produce are collected 2 times a month because of their sometimes unpredictable price changes. Other prices like school fees, they collect every 3 months. Prices for other goods and services are collected once a month in all 14 parishes in the island, which they break down into 3 regions: Greater Kingston Metropolitan Area, other urban centers, and rural area, so they can measure inflation for all Jamaica and by region. Collection of prices is focused in areas where people do most of their shopping and spend money on services. So, if most people in Kingston buy at Carnation Market or at Charles Garden Market in Montego Bay, prices are collected in those places for the items in the CPI basket that we talked about the last time. Statin ensures that the price recorded is for the same amount of goods or services all the time. You know, a bakery might cut the size of bread from £2 to £1.5, but the price in the CPI must always be for a £2 bread. If you buy something on sale, it is a sale price that is used. If bus fares change, like when fares increased in October 2023, the new fares are used. The prices are checked for correctness before calculating the figures for inflation over a month or a year, and to see if prices and your cost of living move down or up. Well, my time up. Next time.
That was very useful information, BJ. And that's a wrap for Inflation Watch this month. Join us again next time when Bank of Jamaica will bring you another episode of Inflation Watch, where we track inflation and explore the factors influencing price changes in Jamaica. I'm Elan. Until then, take care.
Join us next month on Inflation Watch to see what the inflation number will be.